Peace and Black Power families. Brother IJ Taimba from Harlem Liberation School, where we proudly teach Black people to wake up, clean up, and stand up in the words of Baba Malcolm X, our great ancestor, who, by the way, on May 19th will be celebrating his 100th birthday. Family, I want to get right into it because I have a message I think is important. And that message is, what is the objective of the Black Liberation Movement? Often I've given the example that, and many of you may relate, you're in your bedroom and you go to the kitchen or the living room, and while you're there, you say, Dad, what did I come here for? And for about 2 minutes, you're trying to remember why you're in this room. You went to the room to get something, maybe a utensil or whatever. And then it dawns you, oh, I'm here for this, right? You fail to remember what you came there for. And sometimes we do this politically, family. We forget why we started an organization, why I'm a nationalist, why I'm a Pan-Africanist, right? We forget. And it's very important that we constantly remind ourselves why we are here. Why am I a Black nationalist? What does that mean? Who are its pioneers? What are its major ideas? And to always remember that these ideologies are connected to liberation. I'm not just a Black nationalist or a Pan-Africanist because it sounds good. I'm not just uplifting this leader or that leader. I am here and I'm locating myself in this ideology. Maybe my spiritual faith has bearing on this. I'm going to these meetings. I'm putting up this red, black, and green flag because I seek Black liberation. We forget that. And we start thinking, oh, I'm in this organization to have these meetings, to meet some cuties, to show off the clothes I got. No, we have objectives for this Black liberation movement. It is, in fact, called the Black liberation movement for a reason. And I think that we often forget why we are here. And by the authority invested in me by the Most High and by all my executives and teachers who made sure I would never forget, I want to help us remind us of why we are here. All right, family. I want to at the offset, I want to definitely show the Queen Bee, Harlem Liberation School, Brenda. She's saying Wakusa to the family, and I think she's bearing witness to what I'm saying. Thank you very much to the Queen. With that said, let us begin. I wrote a letter. I want to read it. It's like an open letter, and I really want to get this through. All types of people are involved in our Black liberation movement, which is as it should be. Those of you who are familiar with my liberation philosophy know that I promote the concept of unity without uniformity. I actively teach that there is no magic pill for Black liberation, that in fact, various people, organizations, skill sets, and approaches working collaboratively are necessary for our freedom and liberation. I teach that we must not be rigid in our thinking and that we should always remember the main objective, which is, or at least it should be, Black liberation if you see yourself as being part of the Black liberation movement, family. Now, I make it my point to be a lifelong learner. I'm a classroom teacher, but I don't just teach. To be a great teacher, you got to be a great student. So I'm always reading, staying up to date on the developments as relates to nationalism and Pan-Africanism. I'm learning more about global politics, and I'm listening a lot to various conversations and presentations on and offline. And I repeatedly hear certain very trendy keywords that have become popular. Uh, and but the one word I hear less and less of these days is liberation, Black liberation in particular. This was a word and a term that I heard and read and saw demonstrated thousands and thousands of times in my teens, 20s, and 30s. As a teenager and young adult, I attended First World Alliance slave theater, and United African Movement meetings, created and brought together by great Africans and Black people who wanted us to be free and liberated. And so they created these spaces to teach us. And so as a young man, I got to hear Leonard Jeffries, John Henrik Clarke, Marimba Ani, then known as Donna Richards, Alton Maddox, Viola Plummer, rest in peace and power, Amos Wilson, rest in peace and power, James Small, Barbara Sizemore, Shashi McIntyre, rest in power, Dr. Ben, and Dr. James Turner, rest in power. They all discussed Black liberation from different perspectives, as they had different ideologies and faith systems. As a young college student leader, I worked with many other college students to help bring people to speak on our campus, like Sister Soldier, Susan Taylor, Nikki Giovanni, Khalid Muhammad, Kwame Ture, Minister Farrakhan, Gil Noble, Dr. Betty Shabazz, and many, many others. Sometimes they used different terminology, and they had different faiths, and they subscribed to different political ideologies, but they all, without exception, talked about Black liberation and what we should do to liberate and empower ourselves on every level from their particular point of view. They were clear. Even the name of the movement, Black Liberation Movement, clearly defined and reinforced our objective. Because the objective of Black liberation was so frequently repeated and described. Because so many different people from different faiths and ideologies kept hammering home this idea that our aim is to be free and self-determined, it gave me very clear marching orders as a young man. Therefore, I was able to choose the role I would play in the Black liberation movement. I was able to study the things and the people and the movements that would help me better understand our condition and better play my role in the Black liberation movement. But now I'm in my 50s, and I don't hear this word liberation too much these days. I hear various ideologies mentioned. I hear the names of different leaders. I hear all the things that we fighting against and don't like. But for the sake of clarity and effectiveness, I really would like to offer 3 quick points and I'm done. Number 1, we cannot create or wage a successful liberation movement if we do not clearly define what we mean by liberation. Number 2, we must repeatedly define our ideologies, our methodologies, and we have to explain to people how these things are frameworks to help us achieve liberation. We're not just claiming this thing to claim it, that it has meaning, right? And number 3, because time is limited, because our energies are limited, we're not here forever, that we have to be time conscious and manage our energy properly to be effective. We must form alliances with other individuals and groups who we know or believe sincerely are dedicated to what? Black liberation, right? We do this to share our resources, to share our community spaces, right? We do this to amplify and intensify our impact on the community, and we do this to model or demonstrate a concept I hear a lot of but don't see a lot of, which is Black solidarity, right? That we are able to unify without being uniform, that we're able to recognize and appreciate differences of opinion or political strategy or tactics and still work together no matter what, right? With that, family, I am done with what I had to say, but it's making me very frustrated because I often think we got CRS. We can't remember shit. We went to the living room to get a fork, and we got to the living room. We forgot, why did I come to the living room? Why did I come to the kitchen? We forgot while we're there. Now, when we do that in our house, that's one thing. When we're doing that as political leaders, that's dangerous. That is dangerous. Because every time that we're talking, we built it into our very motto: wake up, clean up, stand up, liberation. We're not just here to do nice events and talk about how many people came out and where we went and take pictures with people. No, we have a specific objective. We want to see our people united, healthy, safe, free, empowered, self-determined, and self-governing. Very clear. Now, we understand that different ideologies may have different concepts of how liberation looks to them. We understand that. We can work that out. But we can never forget why we are here. And trust me, it is very easy to forget. As you get attention, you getting likes on your videos, you get all types of invites here and there, people giving you compliments. You'll forget, oh, I'm not a movie star. Oh, I'm not in Hollywood. Oh, I'm not a supermodel. Oh, I'm not a clothes model. Oh, I'm not a corporate brand. Oh, I'm actually here as part of a movement that predates my birth, as part of a decades and centuries old movement to protect my people, to free and empower my people, and to make sure that our people have no artificial barriers holding us back from being operating at our highest selves, from being able to be self-determined and self-governing. That whether we see that as having a separate territory somewhere else, some land and a flag we plant there and a government of our own and businesses of our own, or whether we see that as operating as many nations within a nation, wherever we exist on this planet, whoever the damn president or governor, whoever is, that we existing like that, controlling our communities and the institutions in our communities. Malcolm said it. I'm not saying anything new. What I'm trying to do is remind us, family, because we forgetting. We need more people in our movement that are on fire, that's waking up thinking liberation, that's going about their day, whether they're working for the white man, got their own business, or not working at all, thinking liberation. That's going to sleep. And in their dreams, they hearing and seeing liberation. That's writing about it. That's talking about it when they're with their family. That's doing YouTubes and TikToks, not shaking their ass and doing these silly challenges, but challenging our people to wake up, clean up, and stand up. That's talking to everybody, the people in the prisons, the lumpen proletariat that's up to no good, trying to get them right. Because a lot of our great leaders were up to no good. And they heard the messaging from somebody's book or speech reached to them, people that were wild and crazy, and somebody took the time to say, hey, brother, check this book out, man. Or listen to this tape, brother. And hear this song, brother. We need to reach our music artists. The hip-hop artists, don't just slam them for making misogynist music. Hook up with them. Connect with them. Form relationship. Let them know about Nina Simone and Marvin Gaye and Fela Kuti and all of these different artists that have tried to use their message as their music as message to inspire our people. Tell them about the Black Arts and Consciousness movement, where people were writing our own plays about liberation, music about liberation. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. How organizations actually had choirs whose job it was to sing, right, messages of liberation and hope. Sweet Honey in the Rock, Snick's Freedom Singers, right? How we have this spoken word poetry tradition, people like Sonia Sanchez and Maya Angelou, and people like Hakeem Adabuti and Marvin X. And I can keep going. And Mary Baraka, I think I said already. How we used everything at our disposal. How we have people like the great Alambe Brath and others who created the Grandasa models, right? To teach Black is beautiful, and had these beautiful dark complected chocolate sisters with natural hairstyles and African inspired garb, and took pictures of them and try to teach the brothers and sisters, look how beautiful we are. We don't have to look like them all the time. Huh? This is what liberation is about, family. Being safe, being able to get an education that empowers you to be your highest self, to do work that you're proud of, not to do work you begrudge going to every day. You're doing it just to pay a bill. This is what we're talking about when we say liberation. Your kids are safe. Your kids can go out and you got to worry about what's going to happen to them because you got brothers and sisters that look like you and that love you and that work for you and know they work for you, protecting your community from outsiders, interlopers, and our own homegrown community predators. We have institutions, we don't call them prisons or jails, but rehabilitation centers that take in some of our lumpen proletariat that's up to no good and put them in a space and give them the healing and pour love into them and knowledge, wisdom, understanding into them. And maybe if they don't get right, keep them quarantined from our community. Out of love. That's liberation. Liberation is going to places where you have a business idea, you got the wherewithal and the energy and the creativity, but you ain't got the money. But you got a Black-owned credit union, for lack of a better word, a cooperatively owned economic enterprise that can loan you that money at fair interest, and now that seed money you can take and build business with. That's liberation. Liberation is you can go to your supermarket that's not owned by one person exploiting you with price gouging you, but you can go to a place they have healthy produce, healthy meat, right? And at decent prices. People that you know right in your community own it and work there, and they're cheerful. And they say, "How you doing, brother, sister? What can we do for you today?" Nobody's following you around your store or department store. You feel safe. You're getting good product and services for affordable rates, and you actually have the opportunity possibly to work there if you so desire, or to co-own that enterprise. That's what liberation looks like. Liberation looks like when you turn on the news, you hearing about what brother so-and-so is doing with that school he built, what sister so-and-so is doing with that housing real estate rehab project she's associated with, what this youth group is doing with this choir or this spoken word poetry group. You're not turning on the news and hear about somebody got stabbed, shot, sexually assaulted every 5 minutes. That demoralizes you and keeps you in fear and sadness. That's what liberation looks like. Liberation looks like you can go, you have holidays that actually recognize and acknowledge the people who love you and fought for you. There's a Harriet Tubman Day where Black kids don't go to school. But they don't just not go to school and do something foolish. They take that day, and some of that day, at least they're learning about the ancestor that they're celebrating or the important event that they're celebrating, right? That's what liberation looks like. Liberation looks like your kids are going off to college, and guess where they're going? Malcolm X University. Assata Shakur Community College. And they're learning about the world. They're learning the science and the history and all those things they need to know, to move and navigate in the world. But they're also learning about their people. And they are surrounded by and being taught by people who genuinely love them and want to see them do well and will not accept them failing, will not allow them to fail. And with their disciplinary issues, those issues are addressed from a perspective of competence and love for the child. Children ain't yelled at, beaten up, and all this craziness, thrown out the school, and all this craziness that we see in their schools. That's what liberation looks like. Liberation is coming outside and your community is relatively clean, relatively safe. You feel comfortable there. Other people can come in if we so choose and do business, and maybe if they want to experience some of our stuff, but it's regulated. It's clear that this is our house. And when you come to our house, this is how we do. And if you don't follow that, you are expelled from our house. That's how that goes. Like you would be in Chinatown if you went down there trying to cause some trouble, right? That's what liberation looks like. Liberation looks like you have the option to purchase products from Kenya or Senegal or Costa Rica or Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico or Honduras or wherever you want in the world. And that you have people that look like you that share your historical experience that are in business. And you're doing business with your people around the world. You're not getting all your toys and gadgets from China. You're getting them from Africa and places where the diaspora resides. And if you want to get it from China, of course, you have the right to do that. That's what liberation looks like. Liberation looks like when people run for offices for your government, they look like you. They have a track record and a history of doing things to help your community. You can trust them. They're not owned and operated by big business. They're not going down reporting to white people, really working for white people on the down low and acting like they're working for you. Right? And the candidates look like you and come from your community and love you and want to keep your communities clean and safe and beautiful and productive. That's what liberation look like. Can you see it with me, family? Can you see the vision? Because if you can't see the vision, that's part of the problem. And the reason that you may not be able to see the vision is because all these meetings and these talk shows and these YouTubes, and I don't hear people saying Black liberation, African liberation. We have to repeat it, and we have to talk about, when I say nationalism, what does that mean? Why am I nationalist and a Pan-Africanist? Oh, I'm nationalist Pan-Africanist because these two ideologies, to me, in my opinion, based on my studies and experience, are best qualified to create a situation where our people are liberated and self-governing. Well, what does that mean? And we break that down. So the reason I rock with Malcolm X and Garvey ain't just because I'm some type of idol worshiper family. I rock with them based on their ideas and the concepts that they tried to project and the activities in which they participated and the successes they had, their vision. That's why you hear me say Malcolm X. That's why Malcolm X's face is embedded in our Harlem Liberation School logo. On the top right, his face is embedded like a spirit watching over our people. Yeah, that's why the school that myself and some other peers created 25 years ago, the motto is education is our passport to the future. Quoting Brother Malcolm directly and applying it in a practical way you can see in real time. What we do has to always be anchored to the objective. You understand? Black liberation movement. If you're a part of this movement, you're not in it just to pick up a side piece. You're not in it to look good, although there's nothing wrong with looking good. Nothing wrong with socializing. That ain't why you're there. If that happens, so be it. But you're there to participate in the resurrection, preservation, development, and liberation of Black people. Point blank, or as the young people say, period. And if we forget that, we are in trouble. We cannot afford to forget that. And that, if we forget that, that falls on the shoulders of the leadership. That falls on the shoulder of the spokespeople, of the social media commentators who say that they pro-Black or they whatever. Every time we do some type of event, it should always be somehow in line with this idea of Black liberation. Producing our own books, owning the means of production. Being able to have our own vision of government, right? Creating our own value system, our own holidays, not worshiping, but celebrating our own heroes and sheroes and things of that nature. And if it's not, then that means that we suffer from CRS, can't remember shit. We forgot why we are here. See, when the revolutionaries is doing comedy acts on social media, and the revolutionaries is singing the popular songs to get likes on their stuff, and the revolutionaries is out here doing all types of foolishness and not talking about liberation, we in trouble. There's few of us real ones left, it would appear. And it's our job to grow and to mass produce people to come and follow and pick up the baton. I speak the way I speak because I have authority invested in me by the people who taught me, and taught me because they assumed and believed that I would not let them down, and I won't let them down, and I haven't let them down. And we have to do the same. We have to be teaching young people. Not everybody gets this, and that's okay. It's not for everybody, right? There's people that live in the United States that don't care about their Independence Day, that had no family members involved with it, don't want to know the history of it. They don't care. They're just enjoying it. You're going to have that in the nation. You're going to have people that's in the nation that don't really understand its history, don't really understand its important days. And that's okay. But there's always the pioneers, the people who the patriots who get it, who fought for it, who stand on its principles, and who make sure that people know the history. Family, I'm going to say it. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go through some of our comments. We can never forget why we are here, those of us in liberation movement. We are here not to talk about everything we did and who we went and where we went. Nobody gives a damn. We're here to do the work to push our people forward. We're here to do the work to build upon our predecessors, the pioneers and visionaries, who are far too numerous for me to even begin to name. We are here to continue their mighty work, man, and to make sure that we earn the right to even say their names. Some of us are calling these people out. We ain't even trying to do the work those people were doing or support the work. We have to earn the right to be calling out these names. Honorable Black men and women and youth who fought against all our odds. Some couldn't even read and write their names. Didn't even know that, couldn't even tell you the day they were born. And yet they fighting for people that they couldn't even see. Now that's liberation movement, family. When you fighting for people, not just that you love and see, not just for your ancestors, but for Africans that are yet to be born, that's the spirit in which we do this. Forgive me if I seem a little intense, but this is intense. There's a movement going on. You see what's happening in the Sahel region of Africa? In Burkina Faso, Mali, and Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Liberia. Are you watching what's going on? Fam? People are getting it. They're waking up to neocolonialism, fake liberation, pseudo-liberation. People realizing you can't have no liberation without no land and no economy and no military and no science. Huh? We're waking up. We got to be a part of that movement. We can't be going in retrograde motion, as the astrologists would say. We got to be going forward in a progressive motion. We should learn what's going on, and we should be uniting with people who are serious. We don't have time to get everybody. Everybody don't want to be got, right? When Noah was building that ark, according to the Bible mythology, a lot of people was like, why are you building an ark? Why is it so big? And he tried to explain. People were laughing at him until that rain came. And they felt them drops of rain. Then they wanted to get on the ark. Some people ain't going to make it. It's okay. Our job is not to be judgmental. It's to teach and organize with the people that we feel do get it. And that small circle, which is how all movements begin, will get a little wider and a little wider and a little wider, right? That's how it works. But the core group of us who really believe it, who get it, really have to remind people what this liberation movement is about. And yes, we can have fun. It should be fun. Liberating your people should be immense fun. But there's a time and place, right? And it's up to us who know to teach. Just like I got it from people who were beautiful and brilliant Africans, Black folk, who made sure when I was wrong, they had no problem saying, young brother, love you, but you got to change that language. Young brother, one day you're going to be a good asset, but you got to learn this. I got that all my life. I don't stand here as somebody that got it right from day one. Family, I got chastised and critiqued so much. I could write a whole book. Khalid Muhammad chastised me. When he came across me in Harlem on 125th, he's getting fitted for a suit. He saw me way. He said, come in. I come in. He said, hey, brother, good to see you, man. He said, listen, what organization are you in? And I'm stammering. We started a school. He said, brother, I didn't ask you what you did for a living. I asked you, what organization are you in, or did you start? See, he chastised me. And he got me thinking. He's right. He said, brother, with your talent and ability and your knowledge, you can't be rolling around here doing, you got to be in an organization or help people create one. So this is the spirit in which I come. This is where I get my authority from the Most High, and from all those Africans who took time to pour into me. I am not going to forsake them. Starting with my father, I'm not going to forsake all those hours of lessons and his regrets in his life and things he wanted to see in me. And we have to think like this, family. We're going to do our speeches and our poetry, fashion shows, whatever we're doing, we got to find a way to bend that in the direction of liberation. I don't care if you're doing a fashion show or a talent show for the young people in your community. Have some aspect of that that's talking about a speaker, a poem, whatever, that's talking about what we need to do as a community. We have to do this because no one else will do this for us. We are all we got, but here's the good news. We're all we need. And when we believe that and work in that direction, we're going to be right. Now, I'm going to stop talking. I want to acknowledge some people that I see, some beautiful Africans, black people. First, you got my beautiful Chocolate. Ooh, this woman is chocolatey and beautiful, y'all. And she's talented, too. Sister Brenda, my baby girl. Thank you for joining us today. She says, please subscribe to our channel and share the videos. Absolutely right and exact. And she's encouraging you all to ask your questions and put your comments up. Brother Namdi in the building. All African People's Revolutionary Party. Salute to Brother Kwame Ture, one of the realest ones that is going in the physical, but still, I believe, is watching us on this in the spiritual level. Salute to Brother Namdi. We got who else? Namdi, I think, is feeling some of the content based on the icons, emojis he's putting up. He says bars. That's what's up. One more time, bro. All right, that's what's up. My queen says that our strength and liberation resides in loving our people. Che Guevara famously said that revolutionaries are inspired by love. Erica Huggins, I'm getting ready to put up I think I put up a short original Black Panther Party member. She has a whole short where she's basically saying that love is the secret sauce, family. That she got involved with the Panthers, not because of what she was against, but because she loved Black people. You feel me? So this is that's very important. Very, very important. Who else we got? We got somebody else, aka me. Says love and gratitude to all. Thank you. Absolutely. Teak Well-Being says Ashe. Teak then follows with give thanks to you and the school, Harlem Liberation School, for bringing us the critical information and present us to his brother Asukali and brother Dennis, etc. Absolutely. That's right. Thank you. We appreciate your appreciation. That's one of the ways we play our small part, give our small contribution to this gumbo called Black Liberation. Absolutely right. Family, we want to thank you. We want to remind you to support our channel by subscribing. The more subscribers we get, the more we're enabled to do. And most importantly, the more people we reach with what we believe is relevant programming. No matter what our topic is or our guests are, it's always designed to help us wake up, clean up, and stand up. That's why that's our motto. We believe that you can't go wrong with Wukusu. Wake up, clean up, and stand up. You can't go wrong with that 3-part outline. With that said, family, I have 2 meetings I have to get to. Thank you for your time and energy. We hope to see you soon. Remember, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We have a Sister Phaedra Stewart. We have a community empowerment series where we are specifically highlighting Black women in the community of different political ideologies and faiths and all that are doing wonderful work to uplift our people. We have Phaedra Stewart coming on April 5th, I believe, live broadcast. We have good close friend, Sister Koli Aziza, down with the group called Liberated Muse, former school teacher for many years, and a singer and poet. She's going to be coming on, I believe, April 8th or 9th. We'll have the calendar up. Please come out and support these sisters and let them know that we love them, that we're not like these backwards Negroes who blame all the problems of Black people on Black women. We know the opposite is true. We know that when Black men were slipping and sliding and ducking and dodging and running out of homes and hooking up with this one and that one, the sisters were holding it down. And they're not perfect, as we are not perfect, but we got to give them their proper respect. So please, when we have these sisters on, brothers and sisters, let everybody know, bring the village out to support them, to show them that what they say, what they think, and what they do, and their sacrifices on our behalf are important, and we see them and we value them. It's very important. With that said, family, I'm going to bid you adieu. Have a beautiful day. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep learning, keep loving on Black people. Peace and Black power. We will win. Trust and know it.